Hey generator installers, so this video that you're about to watch is actually one video of a three-part series of training videos made for our clients inside of SwiftSocial to help them capitalize on all the high quality generator leads that we get them every single day. So what you're going to hear in this video are industry best in class practices that we've learned from personally interviewing dozens of our top performing generator installer clients from all across the United States and then distilled down into the highest possible return on investment and most important practices that they all had in common across the board for actually turning generator leads into dollars in your bank account. So, if you're a generator installer and you already know all this stuff, or maybe you learned a few things, but either way, you need more consistent, high quality generator leads, click the link in the description of this video to book a quick phone call with me, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And if we are, we'll install our proven honesty based generator advertising system into your business and we'll run it totally for free for 2 weeks. And if you don't love working with us for literally any reason at all, you never pay us a penny for it. So without further ado, let's get into the training. Thanks. Hey, generator installers. So welcome to part three of the three-part video training series that we have here showing you how to, turn these leads into actual price range qualified estimates. And then once you get there face to face, this is what this video is about, how to actually turn those estimates into dollars in your pocket, into actual generator installs, right? So just quick recap too, if you haven't watched the previous two videos, if you didn't watch the appointment booking guidelines kind of overview video, or the lead nurturing video, go ahead and watch those first because that's going to give you some context that's going to be really important to help you kind of understand why we do things the way we do as far as these sales guidelines. Um, and then last thing too, these guidelines, this isn't just a shot in the dark. I mean, these are a compilation of best practices from dozens of our top performing generator installer clients from all across the country who sell tons of generators. I mean, the 35, 40+% close rates aren't uncommon with these guys that I interviewed for this. So basically what I'm trying to say is this stuff works and it's industry best practices. So follow all the other guidelines, follow this to a T, and you're going to sell a lot of generators and you're going to do well. So introduction. There's a lot of words in this guide, by the way, as you can see, I'm scrolling through. There's a lot of words in here, so I'm going to try to recap it. This, if you want to, read the exact stuff, pause the video. You can read it, or you can also download, make a copy from the Google Drive link below this video. Okay, same with all the other videos. But introduction. So this guide provides practical tips to help you close more deals and boost your generator installation business. So these steps are simple but powerful, and they help you gain trust with customers and increase your sales, right? Increase your close rates. So number one, and these are kind of somewhat in descending order of importance. So number one, face-to-face meetings are crucial. So when you're selling generators, trust is everything. And the best way to build trust is by meeting your customers in person, face to face. So, your first goal when talking to a lead should be to schedule an in person meeting at their home. We talked about this earlier in the previous video, but um, yeah, this is kind of some stuff that we talked about in the previous video. But basically, you got to get out there face to face and do the estimate. You can't be sending estimates over the phone. Some people do it, but trust me, from all the data we've collected, all the people we work with, face to face meetings are the best way to close these people, especially Facebook and Instagram leads. Okay. Number two is about giving the estimate in person, not later. So you want to make sure that you're set up with some sort of software, some sort of CRM, if a pen and paper, whatever it is, just have some sort of way to actually provide these people with an estimate at the end of your actual, in person at home visit, right? So when you're at the end of your walkthrough and stuff like that, don't go back to the office and then send them an email with the estimate. Okay, because then at that point you're just another number on a piece of paper compared to the other estimates that they got or they probably will get, and then it's like harder. It's like it's harder to tell you apart at that point. You're just a number, so you got to make sure you give that estimate in person, not later, before you actually leave their house. Okay. Number three is about getting some sort of commitment before you leave. So some people like to kind of, you can do stuff with a down payment to secure the job. Some people, I mean, obviously like a 50% down payment to secure the job is typical. Some of our clients, they push for like a $500 non-refundable deposit to hold the person's spot on their calendar. And then they require that a follow-up decision or meeting is scheduled within like 3 or 4 days after that. And typically if they can get people to do like that $500 deposit, then they can, pretty much 90+% of the time get the sale. Some people do that, some people don't. But something that's been proven across the board to work really well for all of our clients, something I widely recommend, is offering a $500 to a $1,500, somewhere in that range, discount if the person actually schedules the installation within 14 days of the in-person estimate. And this creates urgency, helps close the deal faster. You'd be shocked if you don't already do something like this. by how many people are willing to actually pull the trigger and let's say a 13, 14, 15 plus $1,000 purchase because of like a $500 or $750 discount. Okay, so it really does it makes a big difference when somebody's on the fence about it, right? And you've already talked to them face to face, and then they understand the value proposition. Number four is about professionalism. So professionalism matters. Oops, what did I click on? Professionalism matters. First impressions count. So your sales rep or you, whoever's doing the selling, should arrive in a clean, branded company vehicle, wear a neat professional uniform, or at least just if you're in your, your work clothes, look as neat and professional as possible. If you can, ideally, you're going to want to get to the point where you have a dedicated salesperson who's trained and focusing on closing deals. But if it's you at this point, still follow these same concepts. Professional image, super important, helps you build even more trust, especially right from the start, which is really the name of the game because people say don't judge a book by its cover, but really the truth is we just do that naturally as humans. We judge books by their cover all the time. It's built into us and for good reason, because a lot of the time you can judge somebody by their cover. So be professional, look the part, that kind of thing. It's really important. Number five is use technology to your advantage. So you want to use tools like House Call Pro or Jobber, Service Titan. There's a million of them, but have some sort of technology like that, some sort of CRM to manage and keep track of your appointments and your customer interactions, like your follow up attempts and stuff like that. Use technology to your advantage. That's really it. So if you're not set up with one of those, House Call Pro, a lot of our clients use that. Some people use Jobber, Service Titan. They're probably pretty much all the same. There's probably some slight differences, but get set up with one of those. Okay. Um, Number six is about handling objections like a pro. So price objections are common, but they're not deal breakers. So if a customer mentions lower quotes from competitors, offer to break down your estimate line by line compared to theirs. And really, what you're doing is you want to show them that even if other people's estimates might be, or even if your estimate, excuse me, is a little bit higher than other people's, they're getting more value for every single dollar that they spend with you because that's really what you want to make your proposition to the customer. You're not the cheapest guy in town, you're probably not the most expensive either, but if you can make them understand and actually, do good work, and obviously that's the foundation of it. You got to do good work and actually provide a lot of value. But if you can do a great job for these people, but also make them understand during the sales process that by going with you, they're going to get the most value for every single dollar they spend, that's going to close a lot of deals for you. I mean, that's going to be like the main thing. So sell based on value, not price, right? If I summed up this whole section, this might be one of the most important points in this whole document. Sell on value, not on price. And this works especially well with wealthier clients, which is obviously probably going to be kind of your ideal customer, because those people, a lot of the time, people with more money, they inherently understand that concept more. That it's not about how much something costs, not like dollars wise. It's about how much value you get in return for it, right? So make it a value proposition, not a price thing, right? Um, Let's see. Quick little note on that too. You know, this is kind of how I look at selling personally, take it or leave it. But most of the time when somebody has a price objection, especially with generators, because it's a really easy kind of, I like to call it like a smoke screen for uncertainty. Um, it's like when somebody has a price objection, 90% of the time, they don't really have an objection on the price. They're just uncertain about you or your company or the product you're selling. It's really like those three areas. Like I'll say it one more time: you, your company, or the product you're selling, right? So 90 plus percent of the time, if someone says, I don't know, it's a little bit, it's too expensive, whatever, especially if you qualified them, like we talk about on that price range before you actually go out there face to face. So they have money, but they say, oh, it's too expensive. Number one, they're either not understanding the value proposition. You need to make them understand that, hey, like, yeah, we might be more expensive than competitors, but you need to build that value in their mind. And a lot of the times, if you can build that value, or like I'm saying with those three those three areas, you, your company, or your product, if you can increase their certainty levels and increase the perceived value that they're getting from what you're doing for them, a lot of the times those price objections actually just disappear because it never really was a price objection to begin with. That was just an excuse, but they didn't want to say that they're uncertain about one of those three areas or they're not sure about the value that you're providing, right? So if you're out there and you get price objections, make sure you're building value in the person's mind as far as the products that you're providing them, the service that you're providing, or kind of read between the lines and figure out, hey, what are they uncertain about? Is it me as a person? Do they not think I have enough experience? Is it my company? They don't trust the company enough, or are they just not sure about the generator brand? Maybe they heard bad stuff about Generac in the past. So maybe you should offer them a Kohler, for example, or a Briggs and Stratton, something like that, right? Um, Number 7, close the deal quickly. Always assume the customer's ready to move forward. Ask questions like, would you like to secure your spot today with a deposit? Which of these packages would work best for you? These kind of things. Um, Number 8 is always ask for referrals. So this is really important, and I'm not going to read this entire huge paragraph, but basically you want to ask people, who else do you know who'd be interested in getting a generator installed instead of do you know anyone else? Because who else do you know is an actual question, like a specific question that they have to think a little bit about, and do you know anyone else is a yes or no question, which is really easy to just kind of absently mindedly, is that a word? I don't know. Just say no to just, no, I don't know anyone. But they don't even really think about it, right? And then most important part of the referral section too, make sure that you're asking for referrals at the end of every single job, because referrals are going to be your best customers for two reasons. Number one, the cost to acquire them as a customer was $0. And number two, because of the way that they came in contact with you and your company, and the fact that they have a family friend or a family member or someone that they trust their name vouching for you, increase that trust level that you start out with them so much from the get-go, and it makes the sale so much easier and so much more likely to close, right? That's why you've probably noticed in the past a lot of your best sales are from like word of mouth referrals and stuff like that, right? Or your easiest customers. um, so yeah, always ask for referrals, ask them who else do they know, and then once you get them to give you a referral, have your customer make the introduction between you and the referral. Don't just get their contact information and then reach out on your own. Say, hey, I did a generator for your neighbor John. He gave me your number. Have John make the introduction between you and that referral. Have him be the bridge, and I put some information there how you can do that, a three-way text message group chat, record a video of you guys together in front of the generator, then send it to the neighbor or whoever, that kind of thing. Number 9 is upsell surge protectors, smoke detectors. Just upsell everything you possibly can. Because once you already, you already paid to acquire the customer once you actually get out there, for the estimate. So take advantage of it. I mean, even just regarding the generator install, if you're in a state where you're required to, install surge protectors, you're going to do that anyways. But if you're in a state where you're not required to install surge protectors with the generator, make sure you're upselling on that. I mean, you can get it if you just explain the value to them. Hey, it's important once the power comes back on to have a surge protector to protect all your stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a really easy sell, like 90+% upsell rate on that. So make sure you're always upselling everything you can. Surge protectors, load shed modules, smoke detectors in adjacent rooms, really, and even other electrical services too, because there's a good chance if you do a good job on their generator for them, and you're just a general electrical contractor too, you don't just do generators, they're going to have you out in the future if they have some sort of other, electrical need too, right? So upsell everything you can. Number 10, this is the last one. I believe it's the last one. Yep. So leverage competitor estimates as a value comparison tool. Basically, what you want to do is get a friend or a family member or something like that to collect a bunch of estimates from other generator installers in your area, written estimates. Like because a lot of people are willing to give those out over the phone and stuff like that, or email them to you, whatever, because they're not working with us and they don't know that you shouldn't be doing that. Um, so collect a bunch of these written estimates for a pretty typical system, like a 14 kW, 24, whatever it is, but comparable estimates similar to a lot of jobs that you're going to be doing. And then carry around a binder. This is something I got from an interview that I did with one of our top selling clients. Carry a binder literally with all these written estimates in them from other companies. And if you're on an estimate with somebody and they start referencing other, people in your area and their estimates and although this guy was cheaper than you, blah, 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 whatever, literally pull out the binder and be like, hey, I'll break it down line by line for you, our estimate compared to theirs. And even if they are cheaper, explain why they're cheaper and that you do more. Again, it comes back to the value thing. You're selling on value, not price. Explain how you provide so much more value for every dollar they spend and literally put the estimates side by side. Right. So in conclusion, by following these best practices, you'll be able to close way more deals and grow your business. So remember, it's all about building trust, selling on value rather than price, being professional, and moving the deal forward quickly. So each step should bring you closer to sealing the deal and increasing your sales. So thank you for watching this video. You should have already at this point now watched the lead nurturing video, the appointment, booking guidelines video, and then this sales guidelines video too. All three of those are really the three that you need to be successful. So at this point, your ad campaign with us is probably already launched or it will be soon. So once you start getting those leads, make sure you follow these guidelines that we gave you to a T. Okay. I mean, if you have any problem with with anything if you feel like you have problems with lead response rates at first. I mean, literally everything from A to Z that you need to be successful, all the way from what do you do when you get the lead to what do you do when you get on the phone with the lead to what do you do when you get face to face with the lead. I mean, we provided in-depth training right here, the industry best practices that most other installers don't even know, or if they do, they definitely don't do them consistently. So you literally have all the resources available right here at your fingertips to be successful. So if you follow, here's my promise to you: if you follow every single one of these tips that we gave you and these guidelines to the best of your ability, or like really honestly to the best of your ability, and our lead flows there, and we're getting you consistently, a consistent flow of high quality leads, which I mean, our system's bulletproof. That's what we do, right? Um, you're going to make a bunch of money and you're going to be successful. And hopefully, when that happens, I'll reach out to you and I'll ask you to do a testimonial video with us too. So you can go up on the YouTube channel, and we can kind of show off your accomplishments and how much money we were able to make you. So I appreciate your time. There's an FAQ section below this video. So if you keep scrolling down, you're going to find more resources on this page. You're going to find a section, a bunch of commonly asked questions. So if you have some sort of question about the onboarding process or about anything, before you ask it to me or one of our support staff or client success managers, whatever, go look at the FAQ section. I'm going to update that more in the future too. There's a good chance that your question's already there and you can find the answer easily right there. But if it's not, don't hesitate to reach out to me or our support staff, your client success manager, depending on when you're watching this video, and all the contact information and all the instructions for who to reach out to for what questions, when, all that stuff, etc., is down below at the bottom of this page too, all the contact info. So I appreciate you watching this video, you watching all these videos. I said this before, but sometimes when you get videos like this, that are like really value packed and there's a bunch of stuff to go over, sometimes I rewatch them like two or three or four or even five times just to really like drill these into my mind and really commit them to memory. So I'd recommend doing that if you're really not sure about it, even if you kind of are. I mean, just you want this stuff to just become like second nature to you. Like you just inherently understand these concepts without having to go back and actively remember them, right? You want these to just become a part of your psyche and what you do and how you look at the whole generator sales process, right? So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.